The president of Sunbury Motors Company was recognized last night for his dedication to the community. The Spreading Antlers Children's Foundation presented its inaugural Community Contributor Award to Robert Mertz, Jr. at the Sunbury Elks Lodge. Mertz was honored for his volunteerism and philanthropy by friends, family, and elected officials.
As a group at the Spreading Antlers Children's Foundation, when we got together and started putting this evening together and coming up with this award, and obviously being our first recipient, it was pretty unanimous when we all got in the room and decided who it was going to be. Obviously, a reflection tonight. Everybody here in attendance, it was sold out before today. So it's obviously a reflection of the gentleman that's being recognized tonight, Mr. Robert W. Mertz, Jr. So obviously, it was unanimous what we're going to do. And why was it unanimous? Because, as I said to you earlier, I was going to speak about this again. The mission statement of the Spreading Antlers Children's Foundation is, as I'll read to you one more time, as a 501c3 not-for-profit corporation, Spreading Antlers Children's Foundation is to improve the quality of life for children through the power of volunteers, generous donors, and their mentoring and inspirational abilities. To us all, Mr. Mertz exemplified those all. Start with volunteerism. How many organizations did Bob volunteer for? He contributed constantly to many throughout the days in and day out. Bob not only volunteered for these organizations, but he encouraged his employees. So he gave back more than just himself, his employees. And it's a tribute to all of you that are here tonight that have worked with Mr. Mertz. So that continues on. Generous donations. Where do we go? I mean, there's so many. Bob's always been so generous, contributed in so many ways. And I'm going to name just a few that I know of. You may know of more, and I'm sure many of us don't even know about them all. Some of them. Bob has been a major sponsor with SRI and the All Right Church Project, the ALS Foundation at the Sunbury Social Club, the YMCA, mostly Mertz. Bob was a huge supporter a few years back when Shikellamy School District did away with the 5th grade camp that many of you in attendance have attended. Bob made sure that continued for those children. He stepped up in a big way. Bob's a big supporter of Economics Pennsylvania, stock market game, and entrepreneurship. Many, and I mean many booster clubs and volunteer organizations Bob has pitched in and been a part of. Most recently that I can see some individuals here tonight, the football team at the local school district, Shikellamy football. As you guys are well aware, football helmets need to be reconditioned every year. They were lacking in funds, needed support. Who's the first person to step up? Mr. Mertz. Another group that's here tonight, just to show how he's inspired and mentored so many people, is the Shikellamy varsity wrestling team. The young gentlemen that served you tonight, they're all the wrestlers and the coaching staff of the Shikellamy wrestling team. And they're here just to show their support for Mr. Mertz. Bob has mentored and inspired many people. Just ask the many employees that sit here tonight and the effects that he has had on their life and their families' lives. For me personally, I got a chance to be mentored by Bob. He doesn't probably even realize it. I had the opportunity when I was a young pup. I worked for Susquehanna Bank, and Bob was on the corporate board. And had the opportunity to work with Bob directly through that. And as a young man growing up, I enjoy business. And I look at the leaders out there, and I try to take attributes and traits from each and every one of them to make me better as an individual and as an employer. But one of the traits that I took from Bob throughout the years was be firm, but be fair. And I think all of you can say that about Bob. And today, I use that every day in my managing abilities and my coaching. So Bob, I thank you. And without further ado, on behalf of the Spreading Antlers Children's Foundation, I'd like to recognize and congratulate Robert W. Mertz, Jr. as our first Community Contributor Award winner. So Bob, come on up here.
Thank you for having me here this evening, Bob. today is my 21st wedding anniversary. And my husband said, "What are we doing?" "Well, I'm having dinner with another man. I'm not sure what you're doing." And then he said, "Oh." And when I told him it was you, he said it was okay. So, when you think of Sunbury, you think of very specific individuals when you talk about Sunbury. And Bob, you are one of those individuals when we talk about Sunbury. And anybody in this room who knows Sunbury's like a diamond in the rough. And Bob always knew and recognized the value of Sunbury. So for that, we are so appreciative. Sunbury, if you know us, has a heart as big as the moon. And the residents here and the city itself would do anything for anybody and make it work. And like this Children's Foundation, I think that's a really great example. But we need people to make that heart beat. And Bob was one of those people that really made that big heart beat in this city. You have the respect of this community. You have the admiration of absolutely everybody in this room, and I can't tell you how many counties over. And someone like you is somebody I think everybody in this room aspires to be like. So thank you for setting that example for so many years to all of us. But as successful as you have been, your wealth does not come from money that you've made or as big as your business is. Your wealth comes from absolutely everybody in this room who loves you. And this is a great testament as to how much you are actually loved. So I think you have been extremely blessed and extremely successful in your life. So I have had the honor to be here today, and we did a citation from the Pennsylvania House of Representatives for you. And I think I can speak on behalf of everybody in this room probably when I say the honor has been all ours, having you in our lives. But I would like to read it before we go, but I just want to say one more thing. All the good things that you have done in Sunbury have been so appreciated, and we wouldn't be what we are without you. So I want to personally thank you for your time, your wisdom, and your heart for the city. If you don't mind, if you'll indulge me for just 1 minute, I'm going to read the citation. The citation is passed by the House of Representatives. It was unanimous, so thank you for that. I probably have to wear my glasses because it's not real well lit over here. But this will be in the archives of Pennsylvania for as long as Pennsylvania exists. So your achievements will forever be recognized in the state of Pennsylvania. And it reads, whereas the House of Representatives of Pennsylvania are always pleased to recognize those exceptional individuals who through their many achievements bring great credit to themselves and this Commonwealth. And whereas Robert Wilson Mertz Jr. is being honored by the Sunbury Elks Lodge during a dinner which is being held on November 20th, 2014. And whereas born on January 6th, 1939, Mr. Mertz served his country with honor and distinction as a member of the United States Army. He graduated from Sunbury High School and attended Mercersburg Academy prior to earning a degree from Lehigh University. In 1964, he joined his family's business, the Sunbury Motor Company, and it has grown and flourished under his leadership. The company grew from its original location on 5th and Arch Streets to a new sales location on 4th Street, and in 1983, a new parts and service facility was added to that location. Today, that business employs nearly 200 individuals. To his great credit, Mr. Mertz also operated a granary business, which he expanded through a partnership with Roy and Tony Adams. Lauded for his many philanthropic, endeavors, he is the past president and former board member of the Sunbury Community Hospital, and he was chairman of the board for the First National Trust Bank and a former member of the Susquehanna Bank Board. In addition, Mr. Mertz has supported numerous local endeavors, including the Science in Motion Traveling Science Program for Schools, Sunbury Revitalization Incorporated, the Sunbury Social Club Annual ALS Fundraiser, the Greater Susquehanna Valley YMCA, Mostly Mutts, Economics PA, and the Shikellamy 5th grade camp program. Mr. Mertz also contributed to the Albright Community Church Project and ensured that the local football team received uniforms when needed. Now therefore, the House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania heartily congratulate Robert Wilson Mertz Jr. upon his well-deserved recognition, and we offer you best wishes for every success and happiness. Thank you.
Boy, one of the highlights of being the mayor is the opportunity to come to something like this and to be able to honor people like Bob, people that have made a difference in our community, people that have done a lot of things that you don't read about it in the headlines in the newspaper, but there's certain people you go to when you need things to be done to make the city better, to improve the city, and Bob's clearly one of those people. And I thank you very much for that. I have a proclamation I'd like to read, and then you'll hear some of the secrets that Bob has been keeping secret. But whereas Robert Wilson Mertz Jr. was born at the Geisinger Medical Center in 1939, whereas Bob grew up in Sunbury, an apartment above the Sunbury Motors Ford dealership at 5th and Arch Street. It was owned by his grandfather at that time. Bob went to Sunbury High School, Mercersburg Academy, and Lehigh University, graduated with a degree in business administration, served in the Army, was stationed in Philadelphia in the intelligence unit. Now, Bob and his cousin Dick were instrumental in the growth of the Sunbury Motors Company. And in 1987, Bob ended a partnership with Roy and Trony Adams and expanded a greenery business. And I've never seen this, Bob, but it says here that you can be found riding your blue tractor evenings and weekends. Sometimes? Okay. Whereas Bob has always been a silent contributor to local charities, youth events, and organizations, and dedicated his life to the Sunbury Community Hospital. We served as a board member and president of the board, also chairman of the board of the First National Trust Bank, and when that bank was sold, served as the chairman of the board of the Susquehanna Bank. Couldn't get enough banking, right? So anyway, now therefore I, David L. Persing, being mayor of the city of Sunbury, county of Northumberland, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, on behalf of the Sunbury City Council and all the citizens of the city of Sunbury, do hereby proclaim Thursday, November 20th, 2014, as Robert M. Mertz Jr. Day in the city of Sunbury, and encourage all citizens to emulate Bob's life of silent service and passion for his community, and thank him for many years of service to others. This will entitle you to do whatever you want to do for the rest of the day. Thank you, Bob. God bless you.
I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate all the good words that were said about me. Some true, some not. I didn't realize I did that much, but I guess I did. It's wonderful. I just can't talk enough about the crowd that's here and the people that are here. I thank you very much. I could say more, but so maybe I should. I appreciate everything that's been done.
I'm Jennifer Wakeman, WKOK.com.